Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Steffi, and in today's video, I am going to share with you all my top 10 perfume picks for autumn and winter. So starting from October 1st and beyond, I just feel like that is the greatest time of the year because I love autumn, I love winter, the vibes, the ambience, the smells, the fashion, everything about it is just chef's kiss and 10 times better than spring and summer, and you cannot prove to me otherwise. But anywho, all of the fragrances that I'm about to share with you all are just 10 out of 10, and I promise you whatever you pick from this list, you're going to love it and you're going to get a ton of compliments on it. So you will not go wrong with anything that I'm about to mention in this video. I also have a ton of fragrances in different price ranges for everybody's budget. I have some that are like $18, mid-range, you know, $75 to $100, and then I have some niche fragrances that are about $200 to $300 a bottle, but I also have some dupes to share with you also. No worries, I have something for everybody. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a snack and a pen and a paper because you're gonna wanna take notes because this is gonna be a good one. I promise. All right, let's kick it off with my number one. These are not gonna be in any particular order, but I will start off with my number one, okay? This is the only fragrance I don't have a full bottle of yet because I just got a sample in and immediately fell in love. Like I wanted to clear my counter space and just display a full bottle of this stuff. I got a sample whenever I ordered a Gentle Fluidity Gold from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. I chose Oud Satin Mood, and y'all, oh my gosh, this was love at first sniff. I was like, this is probably my most favorite perfume from the house of MFK. This is such a sultry, sophisticated, elegant, expensive, satiny kind of fragrance. It is definitely a special occasion type of fragrance in my opinion, but I'm so terrible at describing fragrances. Let me just read what is on the sample card because it pretty much tells you everything the fragrance is about. This says, Oud Satin Mood is a fabric-inspired eau de parfum you will want to wrap around you. A flowing, shimmery substance on sun-kissed skin. Like a caress, oud wood softens on contact with rose from Turkey and a vanilla-scented oriental accord. Now, I had my boyfriend smell this, and immediately, for some reason, he knew there was vanilla in here. And to my nose, I don't feel like the vanilla is that prominent. I get a lot of the rose and the oud, and first of all, don't be deterred from watching the entire video because a lot of the other options I have are definitely more affordable than Oud Satin Mood. But y'all, I'm not a huge fan of rose whatsoever, but the rose in this perfume is done absolutely beautifully. I don't feel like it is a heavy grandma matronly type of rose fragrance, you know? The oud is very subtle. I wouldn't say that this is a very strong oud fragrance. So in my opinion, even though it's marketed as a unisex fragrance, I definitely think this leans a little bit more on the feminine side. Also, you know, if you're not a huge fan of oud, I think that you can get away with enjoying this fragrance because I have smelled some oud fragrances where I'm like, whew, that is way too smoky and woody for my liking, but this is just the right amount of oud. Now, if you are an oud lover and you feel like you need something like very heavy on that smoky woody side, this is not going to be the fragrance for you. But y'all, this is such a beautiful fragrance. I cannot say enough great things about it. Honestly, 11 out of 10 would recommend. Throughout the entire day, I got like whiffs of something very sweet and subtle at the same time, and I don't know if that was like the vanilla mixing with the rose, but also I would get a hint of smokiness throughout the day as well. It is just such a beautiful fragrance. I feel like the chemistry of it just changes throughout the day with your natural body chemistry. It is just beautiful. On me, I absolutely love it. I would definitely recommend you get a sample first before you invest in a full-size bottle. Definitely don't think this is a safe blind buy, although if I did blind buy this perfume, I would have been absolutely in love regardless. But based on the notes, I was very wary and kind of scared. So I chose it as one of my samples, and oh my gosh, I want a full bottle right now. But I just bought an MFK fragrance, so I was like, I gotta slow my roll, you know? All right, since I probably almost gave you a heart attack with that fragrance and the price, let's move on to something a little bit more on the affordable side, and one that I have been highly addicted to and wearing literally like every night before bedtime. This is Brazilian Crush Charosa 71. This also comes in a jumbo size, but I have the 3 ounce. It's only $19. And y'all, this is the most deliciously sweet gourmand fragrance. Out of all of the fragrances I'm about to share with you guys, this is gonna be the sweetest one. This fragrance is so sweet, it'll give you a cavity, but it is such a nice, cozy, cuddly type of Netflix and chill fragrance. And don't let this body mist fool you. It is a beast performer. This stuff lasts all day long and it will last on your clothes. There are notes of caramelized vanilla, macadamia nut, white chocolate, tonka bean, coconut blossom, and sea salt. The best way I can describe this fragrance is a caramelized white chocolate macadamia nut cookie. I feel like that's what this smells like, honestly. And it is just such a heavy, gourmand, sweet, sweet, sweet fragrance. Like I said, this is sweet enough to give you a cavity. But I love wearing this before bedtime. I love pairing it up with a, sugary kind of lotion as well, like hemp's milk and honey. Definitely love pairing this with that or the original Brazilian Boom Boom Cream. But I wish they would make a body lotion in this because it is just freaking fantastic. Next up, I have a fragrance that is probably one of my most complimented fragrances in my collection as well. This is Ysl Libre Intense. Y'all, this is the Bad Bee CEO fragrance. This is the woman that wears this fragrance is not to be messed with. I definitely think that this is a fragrance that leans a little bit more on the masculine side, but I still think, it is somewhat feminine. I wouldn't necessarily say it's like masculine to the point where you're like, woo, that smells like a men's cologne, No, this is not super girly, not super feminine, but it is still absolutely elegant, sophisticated, and beautiful in my opinion. I feel like this is the kind of fragrance you rock with like an all black dress and a red lip kind of vibe, or you wear it when you want to feel super confident and like a bad bee. That's the best way I can put it. This fragrance is not for the faint at heart. I definitely would categorize this as a beast performer. It lasts all day on your skin, it lasts all day on your clothes. Like it'll stay on your clothes until you actually throw your clothes in the washing machine. Like that's how powerful this stuff is. I love the Ysl Libre Intense version because of that factor where I think it's just a little bit stronger. I think the color of the juice is like even prettier than the original. It's like this beautiful amber color, but y'all, it has notes of lavender, I think Madagascar vanilla, vetiver. Like it is just a very well-rounded, beautiful kind of fragrance. It's definitely a different fragrance compared to all of the other ones I own in my collection. I definitely think that this is not a super, super girly kind of fragrance. This is definitely a powerful, like woman in charge kind of fragrance. Okay, next up I have another one that I have just absolutely loved. It does have some strange notes in it, but don't let that turn you off because Missguided Princess is that girl. Let me tell y'all, it has notes of ginger, green tea, and marshmallow, but don't let that deter you. When I first read that, I was like, are y'all sure this is a good perfume? Because that is just a very strange combination of notes, but oh my gosh, y'all. The ginger initially is a little bit sharp, but it dissipates extremely fast. It's almost like it's non-existent. But all I get from this is green tea and marshmallow, and for some reason, those two together is just enough to blow my mind with this fragrance. This is a very like fluffy, great Netflix and chill cuddling kind of fragrance in my opinion. I definitely think this would work for date night as well, but it is just like a soft, comforting, fluffy kind of fragrance in my opinion. That green tea note really helps ground the marshmallow note so that it doesn't become so sickeningly sweet. I think it is like just the perfect balance between being mellow, earthy, and sweet and soft and a little bit shy at the same time. That's how I would describe this fragrance. I would say that the girl who wears this is shy, but once you get to know her, she's a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, I love this fragrance. I think it's rumored to be discontinued, which is really unfortunate because I think it is a fantastic fragrance. I think it is 10 times better than Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy, and it's a fraction of the price. So definitely check this out. If you want something a little bit sweet and cozy, but not something that is too sweet. You know what I'm saying? This is like in the middle, perfect sweet in my opinion. Okay, my next fragrance is very expensive, but I have a $40 dupe for you guys that is 100% spot on. So Miss Tom Ford Lost Cherry. Holy moly. This is the travel size. I actually won this in a giveaway. And y'all, I'll be honest, I didn't have high hopes for this fragrance when I first smelled it, but everybody and their mama was talking about how good this fragrance was. And I was just like, really? Like a cherry fragrance? I don't know about that. But upon first sniff, I fell in love. I was floored. I was shook at how good this was. This is the perfect boozy cherry liqueur fragrance with hints of almond. I immediately thought like cherry liqueur amaretto vibes whenever I smelled this fragrance. This is a mature, sophisticated, sultry fragrance in my opinion. Oh my gosh, I freaking love this. This is cherry done right. Now, if you don't want to shell out money for the Tom Ford version, I don't blame you, because I don't either, because I will tell you something, the longevity of this is terrible for the price. Who wants to pay $300 for a perfume that's gone in like an hour? I guess that's why they call it Lost Cherry. Anyhow, the dupe that I have for you is by Alt Fragrances. This is called Cherry Smash number 12. It comes in 2 sizes. I got the 1 ounce size, I think, for like $40. And there's always a coupon code circulating around somewhere on the internet. But oh my gosh, I honestly could not tell a difference between this and the original Tom Ford Lost Cherry. Like, oh my gosh, that smells exactly the same. I actually tested it on my skin as well, and I honestly cannot tell a difference. So if you want to try Lost Cherry, but you don't want to buy a decant or a sample, or you don't want to shell out money for the original Lost Cherry, even though you've tried it and loved it already, get the Alt Fragrance version. It lasts a heck of a lot longer, super affordable, and smells exactly like it. The next perfume I have is very affordable. This is from Target, and it is their Mix Bar perfume. I have talked about Target Mix Bar perfumes before on my Instagram and on YouTube, and y'all, they make some pretty dang good fragrances for the price. It's only $18 for a 1.7 ounce bottle, and I feel like their fragrances are definitely comparable with designer and niche fragrances. Vanilla Bourbon, y'all. Oh my gosh, if you blindfolded people and asked them to smell this, they'd probably think it was a very expensive niche fragrance. Maybe not niche, but definitely like around the designer house, like something you would get at Ulta or Sephora. I can't believe it's only $18. This is exactly what the name implies, vanilla bourbon. It is a boozy, smoky, woody vanilla fragrance. This is not vanilla like vanilla cupcakes and icing. This is an adult vanilla, I would say. Very mature, very sophisticated. Kind of gives me a little bit of sweet but badass vibes at the same time. Like, think of Elena Gilbert from Vampire Diaries with her emotions turned off. Like, this is probably what she would wear, because underneath she's still kind of sweet, but on the exterior she's like this badass now, you know what I'm saying? So this is definitely the vibe that I get with vanilla bourbon. It definitely smells like an expensive fragrance. If you're on a budget and you want like the perfect autumn and winter fragrance without breaking the bank, grab vanilla bourbon, you won't be disappointed. This also lasts a very long time on the skin. I would say I get like 6 hours of wear out of this. It is just a beautifully done fragrance in my opinion for it to be so affordable. All right, for my next fragrance, don't hate me, because a lot of fragrance snobs for some reason just give this perfume so much hate. And I don't know why. It's one of my most complimented fragrances, to be quite honest. This is Miss YSL Black Opium. Y'all need to stop with the Black Opium hate is all I have to say. This fragrance, I don't care what anybody says, it's not basic, okay? It's a crowd-pleasing fragrance. It's definitely very gourmand. It's very sweet. I would categorize this as a floral gourmand fragrance. I don't get too much of the coffee note when I smell Black Opium, to be quite honest, but I will say I do get that vanilla, and I do get the floral note in here as well. This is a crowd-pleasing scent. You can't go wrong with this. Don't let what people say on the internet deter you from wearing this fragrance. If you want to rock this fragrance, rock it. I wore this to work one time just to test it out, and before 10 o'clock, I got 3 compliments, okay? People were like, what are you wearing? You smell so good. My boyfriend actually really loves this fragrance on me as well. Granted, my collection has grown since then, so he likes, you know, other fragrances on me more so than this. But when I was just starting my perfume collection and this was one of the first ones I bought, he was like, I love this fragrance on you. So, I mean, rock this fragrance, girl. It is a very beautiful, gourmand fragrance. I think that this is like a flirtatious kind of fragrance. I would definitely say a little bit mysterious, a little bit sexy, but definitely I would categorize this as like a flirty fragrance as well. And I would never wear this in the summertime. I think it is just way too like heavy and sweet for you to wear in the heat. It definitely works for autumn and winter. Oh my gosh, we're almost done. So I have another affordable fragrance. This is Philosophy's Fresh Cream and Warm Cashmere. This was one of those love at first sniff fragrances for me as well, and I have put quite a dent in it already, and I've only had this bottle for less than a month. But y'all, this is the ultimate cuddling fragrance. I think I've said that about like 5 of these fragrances already, maybe 3, but this is a very snuggly, warm, fuzzy kind of fragrance. You know, when I smell warm cashmere, I think of like knitted blankets, hot cocoa, cuddling by the fireplace, or like just snuggling on the couch with your significant other. This is a very great like everyday snuggling cozy kind of fragrance is what I would say. I definitely think this is perfect for Netflix and chill. It's very comforting. I feel like when you smell this, you just feel safe, you know? And it's just very warm, cozy. It makes me happy. When I smell this, I smell happy. I definitely feel like it's got kind of like a caramel sugar cookie kind of vibe to it as well, but it's also a little bit woody, but not super woody. I don't know. It's a really good fragrance. I definitely would recommend this, especially if you're on a budget. This was only like $45 for 2 ounces. So love this one as well. All right, y'all, we're almost done. I have a pretty pricey fragrance, not gonna lie, but this one is MFK's Gentle Fluidity Gold. I filmed an unboxing video on my TikTok because when I got the package, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so luxurious and beautiful. Like, I have to share it with the world. Y'all, Gentle Fluidity Gold, ugh, she is that girl. I get a lot of compliments on this one as well, and it is just absolutely stunning. When I smell Gentle Fluidity Gold, I think of angels. It smells very angelic to me, very soft, very elegant and feminine all at the same time. It's not like a very transformative scent, if I'm being honest. Like, it's not gonna change throughout the day. What you get on the initial spray is what you're gonna get throughout the entire day. I think it has notes of juniper berries in it, and then it also has some vanilla in it, but this is not like your sugary kind of vanilla. I feel like this is a little bit powdery, very soft, pretty fluffy also, but also elegant. Like, you smell this and you feel expensive immediately. But like I said, I think this is a very angelic, glowing kind of fragrance. This is definitely more feminine in my opinion. It's marketed as a unisex fragrance, but I think Gentle Fluidity Silver is more masculine and Gentle Fluidity Gold is definitely more so of a feminine fragrance in my opinion, but absolutely beautiful and stunning. When I first put this on, my boyfriend immediately was like, you smell so good. So it's boyfriend approved. It's approved in my book. All right, and last but not least, I saved one of the most bougie fragrances. I don't know who gets more bougie than the House of MFK, but this was a gift from my boyfriend and I love it. And I think that she is a fantastic autumn and winter fragrance. This is Guerlain's Angelique Noir, and I have kept the packaging just because it is so, you know, bougie that I had to keep it. My boyfriend also got it engraved with my name on it, so it is mine and mine forever. But y'all, look at the juice. The juice in here is like such a dark, rich amber color. You know that it's good. Now, I will be honest, when I first smelled this, I didn't immediately love it. I was like, ugh, you got me such an expensive perfume that I don't even like. But the more I wore it, the more I came to appreciate it. This is a very green vanilla fragrance. I think that this is definitely one of those fragrances that you would wear with like an all black outfit and red lip, kind of like what you would with Ysl Libre. This is not the most feminine fragrance in my opinion. It's not like a, ooh, sweet, sugary, confectioner's sugar kind of vanilla, you know? This is like an adult, mature, like very green, earthy vanilla fragrance. Because of that Angelica note, I think that's what makes it very earthy, very green, very herbal in my opinion. It is very beautiful. I mean, I have come to really appreciate this fragrance and love it. Yeah. That's definitely like pretty earthy, pretty green in my opinion upon the initial spray. It does dry down, you know, to where you get a little bit of that vanilla, but like I said, it's not a very sweet fragrance whatsoever, and it's not like your typical vanilla where you think of sugar and icing and cupcakes. This is a very mature, like sultry, nighttime kind of green vanilla fragrance. I definitely think that this is more appropriate for nighttime, which is why the name Angelique Noir is so appropriate for it. And it is definitely strong in my opinion. So again, one of those like sophisticated, sexy, special occasion perfumes in my opinion, but definitely great for the cooler season. All right guys, and that concludes my top 10 fragrances for autumn and winter. Let me know in the comment section down below what is your signature winter fragrance or what fragrance you're going to try next based on this video. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to see you in my next one. Bye-bye.